Jaron Boots Ennis, he's looking in much better shape. In this video, I'm gonna break it down, explain why I said that in detail, Ego Weight Watchers style, AKA EW, where I give you a look into the fighter lifestyle, before, after, and progress pics, especially when they have an upcoming fight. Now, Jaron Boots Ennis, to me, this is my opinion, Ego Weight Watchers, he's looking in much better shape. What am I referring to? Now, if you look at his last fight with David Avanesian, AKA David Avocado, in my personal opinion, around this time, because he was doing like little photo ops and whatever with Matchroom, and around this time for fight week, because we're in fight week for his next fight, which we'll get into in a second, but around this time, I noticed his face was looking like sucked up and he just didn't look the same. But now they're doing like preparation and fight week festivities and photo shoots and stuff. And some of them, Jaron came up out the shirt, pause, obviously, no Diddy. And to me, he just looks like he's in much better shape overall, which is good because I know Jaron is a big welterweight, and it looks like it's a chore to make weight. And that's a lot of guys. There's a lot of guys in this new generation where they're not fighting at their true walk around weight. That's for sure. Guys like Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, those days are gone where you got guys campaigning at welterweight and they probably, if they wanted to, could make 140 still, or their walk around weight is dangerously close to their actual weight that they're fighting at, right? Where like you got a guy like Floyd and he has fights where he weighed 151 on fight night. So he's not even gaining that much weight, just to show you Floyd's on a totally different level in terms of skills, because that's not even that much weight to go from 147 and then on fight night, you weigh like 4 pounds more. That's very light. Most of these guys, these new fighters, it's not the same. Like you got a person like Devin Haney, and he's blowing up 25 pounds overnight, things like that, which is pretty extreme, especially for your first fight at 140. But back to Jaron Ennis, it is good to see from all the fight week festivities and stuff, it looks like he's in better shape than his last fight. And if I had to take a stab at it, I would say, I think Jaron he's a hard worker. He's constantly talking about going rounds, but I think his walk around weight was probably too heavy entering camp before the David Avanesian fight. He was like, you look at because it wasn't supposed to be Avocado even fighting. It was supposed to be Cody Crowley. And I remember at that press conference, if you look at him, he looked heavy. Like you look at the size of his head and stuff, he just looked big. His face looked full in the fight with Cody Crowley, or at least the press conference for the fight. The fight later got scrapped. Cody Crowley, medical injury where his eye was bad and, he couldn't proceed with the fight per doctor's order. But I remember Boots just overall looked big going into it. And then come fight week for the David Avanesian fight, he looked kind of sucked up to me. So I think this is much better. I think activity will help you when you already fought this year and then you're coming back, so you don't balloon up. The more active these younger fighters are, generally the better, because you don't even have that much time to balloon up too crazy. I mean, you could if you wanted to really be disruptive, but he probably knew that Eddie Hearn wanted him back before the end of the year, so stay ready so you don't have to get ready, and that's good to hear. The only downside I will say is this: I really question if Eddie Hearn knows American boxing, because he scheduled a fight in Philly the week of the US election, and with Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, that's just a weird time to coincide. Like, yes, the election is over, but at the same time, you're trying to promote a fight and people are still talking about the election. Americans are still, tuned into election coverage and conversations and things like that. And Eddie Hearn being from the UK, I really question why you didn't, because the election and November 5th, it's the same every 4 years it's the same exact date. So I just found it odd to be, this is the date that was picked for his fight, the week of election week, which is a big deal, obviously, in America, because it establishes the commander-in-chief. So the bad side is I haven't really heard much about this fight with Boots and dazn. Another reason is because I don't think people generally care, because he already fought the guy, beat the guy, and the first fight wasn't that entertaining. So I think there's a couple things going against it. They try to throw Bam Rodriguez on here to sweeten the deal, but it's been pretty quiet, at least as far as I'm concerned, regarding the promotion of this fight. Let me know what you guys think. Will you be tuned in? Ego Weight Watchers out.